What's up, squad? This is Brandon from the Bantu Sun. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, I have seen some disrespectful stuff in my day from a geopolitical front, but this has got to be the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life. China is basically given the entire continent of Africa, 53 countries, which is excluding Eswatini because of the whole Taiwan situation. But 53 countries in Africa are going to be given tariff free access to the Chinese market. And why do you think that's disrespectful? Because that's basically China saying, you guys are good for nothing. You can't compete with us on any industry, and we want your natural resources for free. For China, it's amazingly astute move, right? Because now you're endearing an entire continent, making them think you're doing them a favor, which you could be if they can capitalize on it. But there's not one country in Africa really able to capitalize on this situation right now. But you're pretty much locking in the market. You're getting natural resources because that's what mostly Africa produces, raw resources. So those are coming in on the cheap, which China is going to refine and then push out to the world. So you're doing all that and gain tons of goodwill because you're lowering all your tariffs, something China would never do with Russia, India, or America. But they do it to the entire continent of Africa. There's not one country in Africa that China feels can outcompete with it within its own market. That's astonishing. And if you're an African country, I'll smile, take the opportunity, but behind closed doors, I'll talk to my team and say, hey guys, we just got embarrassed out there. We got to figure out a way to compete and take advantage and make China sorry that they did this to us. Because don't want to offer more concessions, and that's the scary part. Some of these African countries might say, "Oh, China's a great friend," and might give them extra access to investment. Because what's going to happen is China is about to turn Africa into its farm, whether that's raw resources. Even if it was the industry, they'll go over there, open businesses, and they can sell those businesses under Chinese leadership and ownership back to China, completely cutting out African governments if the Africans let this get out of hand. This is absolutely astonishing. Never before seen it in history where one country give unfettered access to an entire continent. The closest you come is probably colonialism, and that's not even close. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Until next time, take care. Bantu up.